Hello everyone, I hope that you have had a wonderful day today. Now, I bet some of you out there wish that multiplication was a little bit easier. Well, there is another way to do multiplication that breaks down the problem, so it could be a lot easier for some of you. So today we will be learning about a multiplication method called the lattice method that could possibly be an easier way to multiply the bigger numbers together. First, I'm going to be going over how to create the box or template that is used for the lattice method, so basically how to set up the problem. And then I'll go through two example problems with you guys to watch today. So as I mentioned, the first thing that I'm going to be teaching you guys today is how to set up the lattice method in order to solve your multiplication problem. So the lattice method could be used for any digits of numbers, but the two problems that I'm going to work on with you guys today is a one-digit number multiplied by a two-digit number. And then once we've solved that, we're going to go on to multiply two two-digit numbers together. So I will be showing you how to set up the boxes for those today. The first one I'm going to show you how to set up is a one-digit number multiplied by a two-digit number. So the lattice method is set up with boxes, and this is going to look a little different at first, but that's okay. So the top row I'm going to set up for a one-digit number. So I'm going to just make a nice small line there. And then I'm going to use the up and down to set up for the two-digit number. So this one is going to be a little bit longer, so you have plenty of space to put two digits there. Now I'm going to make that same line on the other side and finish our box. It's more like a rectangle because we're going to put a one-digit number here and then two digits here. So to separate these two digits, I'm going to cut the rectangle in half. So now I have a spot for one digit and another digit. And then I'm going to put a digit up here. So after you've made your boxes, you're going to make a line to cut the box in half diagonally, and it's always going to start at the upper right hand corner and you're going to bring it down to the lower left hand corner, and then it's going to go a little bit outside the box. I'm going to turn my paper a little bit. We're going to start right here at the upper right hand corner, make our way down and bring it over the box a little bit. We're going to do the same thing with the other half of the rectangle. So we're going to do that. And then this is what you should have looking at you. You should have the two boxes you can see for two digits, a space at the top for a one digit, and then the diagonal lines going down. The multiplication problem that we are going to be solving today is 3 times 32. So I'm going to take my one-digit number, which was the 3, and I'm going to go ahead and put that up top like so. And then I'm going to take the two-digit number and put it along the sides here, which that number was 32. So I'm going to put my 3 and then my 2. So then I should have a 3 and then a 32 there, ready to multiply together. Now what we're going to be doing with these boxes here is it's going to split some things up for us. So what we're going to do is we're going to first take 3 and multiply it by 3. So basically what we can do for this is take one finger and put it at the top digit, take another finger and put it on the first digit of the two-digit number and go down until they meet. In this case, it's really fast since we were dealing with a one-digit number and two-digit numbers. So we're going to do 3 times 3, which is 9. So I'm going to take my pencil now and I'm going to fill this in. So what we do is with the top half and then the second half, we write the digits. So since this is just 9, we're going to put a 0 in front of it since it's a one-digit number. So we're going to write 0, 9. So we have 9 for 3 times 3. Now we're going to take our pointer fingers again, put it at the top digit, and now since we've solved it for the first digit of the two-digit number, we're going to go down to the second digit of the two-digit number, and we're going to follow those until they meet. So that's going to be 3 times 2. Now 3 times 2 is 6, so I'm going to write my 0 in front of it since it's a one-digit number, and then a 6. So then I end up with my 0, 6. Now we have all the halves filled in here. And this is when we go outside of the box. So what these lines are for is they make columns. With these columns, we are going to add what is in each column. So this one only has 1, so that's 6 plus nothing, which is going to still be 6. So I'm going to write my 6 outside the box, but in the same line here, so it just follows down. And then I'm going to have 9 plus 0. Now 9 plus 0 is of course going to be 9. So I'm going to follow my column down, and I'm going to write 9. And then up here, all I have is a 0, and it's not adding anything, so it's just going to stay a 0, and we're just going to bring it down. And then our answer is here. It's going to be read just like you would read a normal one. So we're just going to write 096. We don't really need the 0 in front, so that leaves our answer being our 96. Now that we have used the lattice method to do a multiplication problem with a 1-digit and a 2-digit number, we are going to kick it up a notch, and we are going to multiply those two 2-digit numbers that I mentioned. Now the box is going to look a little bit different for this one, but that's okay. So the top, we're also going to have a 2-digit number. So that just means that our line is going to be a little bit longer. And notice, it doesn't have to be perfectly straight. Mine's crooked too. And then up and down, we're also going to have another 2-digit number since we're multiplying two 2-digit numbers. So we're just going to make that line nice and long too. Since this one deals with two 2-digit numbers, it's going to look more like a square this time than our rectangle that we used before. So I'm going to go ahead and fill in the other side and the bottom. So now we have more of our square. But now we have those 2-digit numbers, so I need to make a space for the 2 numbers at top. So I'm going to cut this part in half and just bring it all the way down. And then I'm going to cut this in half here. So now we have space for our 2 digits. So you see we have a digit and a digit for the first number, and then a digit and a digit for the second number. Now we're ready to cut those boxes in half diagonally. Now remember, I said we're always going to start from the top right-hand corner and bring it down all the way through the left-hand corner. Since this has 2 boxes, we're just going to bring it all the way down and then still outside of our box a little bit for when we cut in half. So I'm going to go ahead and turn my paper and make those diagonal lines. See how I went outside plenty. You can cut any box in half first. I just always tend to start with the middle because that's just where my hand goes, but you could always start with this side or this side if you wanted to. So now all my boxes are cut diagonally here, just like I'm showing you. So we have all of them cut in half diagonally, and they all go outside of the box a little bit. Now it's time to write our numbers in. So this time we are going to multiply 41, so we have a 4 and our 1, by 26. So I have a 2 and a 6, just like so. See how we wrote each digit in the spot that we made originally? So now we're going to go through and we're going to use our pointer fingers again, and I'm going to start with the first digit of each number. So I got my 4 and my 2, and I'm going to go down until they meet. So I have a 4 and a 2 together. So 4 times 2 is 8. So I'm going to go ahead and write my 0 first because it's a 1-digit number. So I'm going to write my 0 and then my 8. So I have a 0 and an 8. And then I'm going to move it, and we're just going to follow the fingers until we get all the boxes filled out. So now we got 1 times 2, which is nice and easy. We got 2. Do the same thing. So now we have 4 times 6. What is 4 times 6? 24. So we're going to write our 2 in the first box, and then our 4 in the second box. See how that works when we don't have a 0 in front? We just take that first digit number there and the second digit there. And then we have 1 times 6, which is 6. Okay, now I have all of our boxes filled in here, and now it's time to follow the columns and do some addition. So we always start with this far side here on the right. So I'm going to start following it. So we have 6 because we're not adding anything to it. And now we have 3 to add together. So we have a 2 plus 0 plus 4. Well, 2 plus 0 is still going to be 2. So then we have 2 plus 4, which is 6. Now on this side, we have a 0 plus 8 plus 2. 0 plus 8 is still 8. So we have 8 plus 2, which is 10. So now what do? We have 10, which is 2 digits down here in the bottom. But only 1 digit can go at the bottom corner here. So we're going to do just like we would in a traditional problem, and we're going to carry that 1 over to the next column. So for my 10, I'm just going to write my 0 here, and then I'm going to write my 1 right up top here. So that just adds it to the column. So now instead of just a 0, I have a 1 up here. So I get to do 1 plus 0, which is 1. So now I read just like I would. So my answer is going to be 1,066. And there is multiplying two two-digit numbers together using the lattice method. Feel free to practice these problems using the lattice method a few times on your own before you come to class. And next time you come to class, we will have 4 practice problems to work on using the lattice method. You can work on them with a partner, by yourself, or with a small group of 3 to 4 people. I will be walking around to assist you in case this was a little challenging. That's okay, it just takes practice. And then once we go through those practice problems, you guys will have 3 problems that I will collect. One will be graded for completion, the other one will be graded for the strategy being used accurately, and the last one will be graded for accuracy. But don't worry, because we'll get plenty of practice before then, and if you don't feel comfortable, just let me know. And then we will have time to take any questions, and then you guys will have your normal exit ticket. If you have any questions, just write them down and ask me during class the next day. Other than that, have a great day.